The morning sun over New York City always brings a familiar, relentless energy, but during these early days of July, the air across Manhattan feels noticeably different, heavy with an electric sense of anticipation that extends far beyond the usual summer rush. From the crowded terminals of John F. Kennedy International Airport to the historic, bustling streets of the West Village, a strange and magnificent transformation is taking place, drawing the eyes of the entire world toward a single, spectacular focal point. It begins with the unusual influx of private jets touching down on the asphalt, taxiing under heavy security, and discharging some of the most recognizable faces on the planet into a city that is usually impossible to surprise. Paparazzi lenses are lined up by the dozens, barricades are being erected along public walkways, and whispers are turning into a deafening roar as a massive, unprecedented gathering starts to take shape in the heart of the metropolis. For those who watch global pop culture unfold, the signs are unmistakable that something historic is about to transpire. An event so massive in its scale and so dazzling in its star power that it promises to permanently redefine the intersection of entertainment, music, and modern romance. As we begin to peel back the layers of this unfolding phenomenon, we invite you to stay connected with us through every step of this extraordinary journey by hitting the subscribe button, ensuring you never miss a single update as this historic event reaches its spectacular climax. The sheer scale of the arrivals has turned the city's transport hubs into a glittering crossroads of international talent, where award-winning actors, chart-topping musicians, and media royalty are rubbing shoulders with ordinary travelers who can only gawk in absolute disbelief. Security details are working overtime, forming tight human perimeters around figures who usually command their own individual headlines, but are now converging as a singular collective force. There is a tangible, cinematic atmosphere spreading through the luxurious hotels of Midtown and the private studios of Lower Manhattan, a feeling that a grand tapestry is being woven right before our eyes, involving individuals who have shaped the cultural landscape of the 21st century. This is not merely a gathering of the rich and famous, it is a meticulously orchestrated convergence of creative titans, lifelong friends, and industry pioneers who have all dropped their packed schedules, canceled high-profile engagements, and crossed vast oceans just to be present in New York City at this exact moment in time. The whispers circulating through the upper echelons of the entertainment industry suggest that the guest list itself is a living testament to a career built on profound personal connections. A sprawling assembly of every soul who has ever crossed paths with a central, unifying figure whose influence knows no bounds. As the frantic energy intensifies, public attention has naturally shifted toward one of the most iconic structures in the history of modern entertainment, a venue traditionally reserved for championship sports, legendary rock concerts, and historic political conventions, but which is now being adapted for a purpose far more intimate yet infinitely more spectacular. Passers-by along 7th Avenue have noted an unprecedented level of activity surrounding the massive complex, with heavy machinery idling on the pavement, fleets of blacked-out transport vehicles unloading mysterious cargo, and hundreds of workers moving with an urgent, synchronized precision that resembles a major military operation. Massive ramps and structural railings are being installed, transforming the familiar concrete surroundings into a secure fortress, while massive pieces of custom architecture are wheeled through the loading docks away from the prying eyes of the public. Insiders hint at the construction of a breathtaking, ethereal landscape hidden deep within the concrete walls, an elaborate design featuring towering white staircases and elements reminiscent of a classic fairy tale castle, effectively bringing a legendary wonderland to life in the middle of a bustling modern wasteland. The cost of securing this legendary venue is rumored to be astronomical, with hundreds of thousands of dollars allegedly allocated just to ensure a massive law enforcement and private security presence, turning the entire perimeter into an impenetrable sanctuary where the impending celebration can unfold without the threat of external disruption. Behind the scenes of this massive operation, a strict veil of absolute secrecy has been pulled over every single participant, creating an atmosphere of intense mystery that only serves to heighten the global curiosity surrounding the event. Every worker, technician, planner, and even the closest inner circle of friends and family members have reportedly been bound by comprehensive non-disclosure agreements, requiring digital validation and strict compliance before a single detail regarding scheduling or location could be released. This digital fortress ensures that while the world can clearly see the massive physical preparations taking place, the precise timeline and internal mechanics of the event remain beautifully shrouded in mystery, sparking endless debates among enthusiasts and experts alike. The sheer logistical defiance required to keep an event of this magnitude under wraps in the age of instant digital communication is nothing short of miraculous, turning every minor detail, like the brief, chaotic appearance and subsequent removal of a massive red carpet on the venue's steps, into a subject of intense analysis and speculation across global media platforms. It is a masterclass in modern event coordination, where the desire for a grand, cinematic spectacle is balanced perfectly against an absolute necessity for privacy and personal security, as the pieces of this magnificent puzzle continue to fall into place. The sense of awe only deepens when one considers the central figures whose impending union has catalyzed this global gathering, representing a perfect blending of entirely different yet equally massive worlds of American culture. On one side stands a lyrical genius, a global phenomenon whose words have defined a generation and whose musical journey has broken every record in the history of the entertainment industry, while on the other stands a titan of professional athletics, a charismatic champion whose prowess on the field is matched only by his larger-than-life personality. Their journey together has been tracked with fervent intensity for the past several years, evolving from a highly publicized courtship into a deep, unbreakable partnership that captured the imagination of millions around the globe. When the monumental announcement of their engagement was made public, accompanied by a charmingly grounded declaration that their union represented the ultimate crossover between different worlds, it set off a countdown toward a celebration that many are already calling the wedding of the century. Now, as the final hours tick away and the stars align over Manhattan, the stage is officially set for part one of a historic celebration that will undoubtedly leave an indelible mark on pop culture history. The arriving crowds at the gates of John F. Kennedy International Airport have transformed the terminal hallways into a literal runway of global celebrity culture, confirming that the initial promises of an unrestricted, all-inclusive celebration were accurate. Among the first to emerge into the humid New York air was the beloved British television host Graham Norton, looking somewhat weary from his transatlantic flight, but still maintaining his characteristic charm. Clad in a simple casual blue shirt and navigating the terminal with heavy luggage in tow, Norton was accompanied by his husband, Jono McLeod, as they were quickly ushered into a waiting vehicle by a specialized security detail. The presence of the famous talk show presenter serves as a delightful confirmation of a public promise made nearly a year ago during a memorable broadcast on his BBC chat show. During that specific television appearance, the world-famous songstress had proudly displayed her magnificent engagement ring and openly admitted to Norton that narrowing down her guest list had become the single most stressful aspect of her wedding planning. She had candidly confessed her desire to invite literally anyone she had ever held a meaningful conversation with throughout her life, and this recent arrival proves that she has stayed completely true to her word. Transforming a casual television moment into a reality, the British invasion of Manhattan did not stop with Norton, as acclaimed actress and writer Phoebe Waller-Bridge was also captured by photographers navigating the airport terminals alongside her family members. The brilliant creator of Fleabag shares a rich, multi-layered history with the bride. Having moved in the same elite creative circles for several years and famously showing her dedicated fandom during the massive European stadium shows of the Eras Tour, witnesses vividly recall the viral moment when Waller-Bridge, alongside her close friend and co-star Andrew Scott, was spotted frantically sprinting across the venue back toward the secure VIP enclosure the exact second the iconic opening chords of the hit song style began to echo through the stadium. This deep-seated artistic mutual respect has clearly translated into an essential spot on the exclusive guest list, drawing the British star across the ocean to witness the historic nuptials. Meanwhile, the cinematic connections expanded even further, as details emerged regarding another guest from that same fateful BBC broadcast, the talented Irish actor Domhnall Gleeson. During that television segment, Gleeson had playfully joked on air that his ultimate dream was to be cast in one of her legendary music videos, a light-hearted request that the pop icon took completely seriously. This casual television interaction quickly blossomed into an artistic reality when she cast Gleeson in her highly stylized, retro 90s music video titled Opalite, which was filmed under conditions of absolute military-grade secrecy at the historic Whitgift Shopping Centre in Croydon, located in South London. The secret late-autumn shoot featured an extraordinary ensemble cast that included Academy Award winner Cillian Murphy, rising star Greta Lee, the striking Jodie Turner-Smith, Scottish crooner Lewis Capaldi, and Graham Norton himself, creating a tight-knit artistic brotherhood that has now moved from the secret set directly to the guest benches of Manhattan. Norton later revealed on his popular podcast that maintaining absolute silence regarding the Opalite music video shoot was one of the most difficult challenges of his career, as they hid the project from the global media for months. It has now become abundantly clear that participating in that top-secret cinematic project earned each of these global superstars a coveted golden invitation to the upcoming celebration, complete with a generous +1 provision, provided they could navigate the exceptionally strict and highly debated relationship rules enforced by the hosting couple. This particular organizational decision has become a major source of intense discussion and light-hearted controversy among WED.ing planners and dedicated fans across social media platforms, as the couple implemented a rigid policy requiring dates to be either married or officially engaged. This traditional rule has been publicly criticized by modern event coordinators who view it as somewhat outdated, particularly given the unconventional dynamics of contemporary relationships within the entertainment industry. Devoted followers were quick to point out that this specific policy could create awkward logistical hurdles for some of the bride's closest long-term companions who do not happen to hold a marriage license. A prime example circulating through internet discussion boards involves supermodel Gigi Hadid, who has been in a high-profile, deeply committed relationship with acclaimed actor Bradley Cooper for an extended period, yet whose partner might technically find himself excluded from the official guest roster under the strict parameters of this traditional mandate. Despite these swirling debates, the momentum of arrivals remains entirely unstoppable, with Hollywood elite and musical icons continuing to arrive by the hour, proving that no one is willing to miss out on the celebration regardless of the strict guidelines. As the daylight begins to fade over the city, the sheer density of star power concentrated in New York is becoming almost overwhelming, with various neighborhoods serving as temporary headquarters for different factions of the entertainment industry. In the historic, tree-lined streets of the West Village, breakout pop sensation Sabrina Carpenter was spotted enjoying a relaxed, low-key dinner with a small group of close companions at the popular establishment Emmett's on Grove. The young songstress, who famously catapulted into global superstardom after opening multiple international dates for the Eras Tour, looked effortlessly chic with her signature long blonde hair cascading over a stylish leather jacket. Her presence adds to a growing sentiment among locals that the upcoming weekend feels less like a traditional family wedding and more like an elite, industry-wide gathering of the most influential figures in modern music. Simultaneously, British pop queen Dua Lipa was photographed entering the legendary Electric Lady Studios in Greenwich Village alongside fellow hitmaker Camila Cabello, a sighting that instantly set the internet ablaze with furious speculation. Music enthusiasts are openly wondering whether the two powerhouse vocalists are utilizing the state-of-the-art recording facility to lay down a special, collaborative musical surprise intended to be performed live at the upcoming wedding reception. The musical royalty continues to gather just outside the city borders as well, with longtime best friend and legendary singer-songwriter Ed Sheeran spotted dining in upstate New York at the scenic Buona Sera on the lake, located in the charming community of Malta. Sheeran, whose close bond with the bride spans well over a decade of shared stages, chart-topping collaborations, and personal milestones, was seen laughing and posing for photographs with the restaurant's owner. Joining Sheeran at the lakeside dinner was the brilliant multi-instrumentalist Aaron Dessner, the acclaimed producer who famously collaborated on the critically adored, Grammy-winning albums Folklore and Evermore. The image of these two musical architects discussing logistics over a quiet dinner has fueled rumors regarding the entertainment lineup for the post-ceremony celebrations, especially given past light-hearted comments from the bride. She has previously joked to the media that it would be completely impossible to keep Sheeran away from a live microphone once the reception festivities officially begin. And with rumors suggesting that iconic rock goddess Stevie Nicks and country music pioneer Tim McGraw are also scheduled to perform, the evening is shaping up to be the greatest untelevised concert in human history, in a thrilling and completely unexpected twist that has captivated sports enthusiasts across the nation. The guest list has expanded far beyond the boundaries of Hollywood and the music industry to include the local heroes of professional athletics. According to exclusive reports published by high-profile media outlets, invitations have been extended to the five core starting players who recently propelled the New York Knicks to an unforgettable, historic basketball championship glory just a few weeks prior. The celebrated athletic lineup consisting of Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Josh Hart are all reportedly confirmed to attend the grand ceremony and subsequent party in the absolute heart of Manhattan. Brunson, the transcendent superstar of the championship team, has never hidden his immense admiration for the bride's artistry, frequently identifying himself as a proud and dedicated fan in various public interviews. Local sports journalists have noted that these athletic heroes are particularly thrilled to attend this celebration, drawing humorous comparisons to a past incident where the team expressed far more genuine excitement over the pop star attending their games than when major political figures made appearances in the arena luxury boxes, highlighting the unparalleled cultural dominance of the impending union. The culmination of this extraordinary journey brings us to the very threshold of an event that has completely captured the collective imagination of the global public, marking the magnificent finale of a story that began years ago in two entirely separate spheres of American culture. The profound significance of this union cannot be overstated, as it represents far more than a traditional marriage. It is a monumental cultural milestone that effectively bridges the gap between the highest peaks of the music industry and the absolute pinnacle of professional sports. To fully understand the immense weight of this impending celebration, one must look back to the beautiful and deeply personal moments that laid the foundation for this global spectacle, tracing the journey of two individuals who managed to find a deep, unbreakable connection despite living under the constant, blinding glare of the international media spotlight. Their highly publicized romance, which originally blossomed before the eyes of millions, reached a breathtaking turning point during a quiet, carefully guarded moment that served as a stark contrast to the grand stadiums and crowded arenas they both call home. It was during a serene late summer evening in Kansas City that the charismatic sports champion chose to ask the monumental question that would change their lives forever, transforming his expansive personal backyard into an ethereal, secret garden wonderland that offered a profoundly romantic and intimate atmosphere. When the global music icon eventually shared the beautiful photographs of that private engagement with her hundreds of millions of followers on social media, she accompanied the images with a brilliantly witty and grounded caption, playfully writing that their upcoming union represented the ultimate marriage between a dedicated English teacher and a passionate gym teacher. That lighthearted description perfectly encapsulated the beautiful, down-to-earth dynamic that defines their relationship, a genuine partnership built on mutual respect, shared laughter, and an unwavering support for each other's historic career achievements. From that exact moment onward, the countdown officially began for a celebration that would require an unprecedented logistical effort to bring to life, eventually leading them to select the most famous arena in the world as the grand stage for their ultimate declaration of love. The choice of Madison Square Garden as the primary venue for this historic gathering is a testament to the couple's shared embrace of a grand, theatrical spectacle, transforming a historic monument of urban architecture into a deeply personal sanctuary of romance. For several days, the surrounding streets of Manhattan have witnessed an absolute whirlwind of physical transformation, as hundreds of specialized technicians and elite designers have worked around the clock to construct a breathtaking, fairy tale landscape hidden deep within the massive concrete structure. Passers-by have captured fleeting glimpses of massive, custom-built architectural elements being carefully wheeled through the heavily guarded loading docks, including towering white staircases and elaborate structural pieces designed to replicate an enchanted castle. The sheer operational scale of this undertaking has drawn comparisons to a major Hollywood film production, with every single detail meticulously planned to ensure a seamless, cinematic experience for the hundreds of iconic guests who have traveled from every corner of the earth to be present. This monumental effort has required an extraordinary level of investment, with reports indicating that the couple has allocated vast financial resources just to secure a massive law enforcement and private security presence. Creating an impenetrable perimeter around the historic venue, the atmosphere of intense anticipation has been further heightened by the strict protocols implemented by the organizers, including the mandatory distribution of legally binding non-disclosure agreements to every single individual involved in the celebration. From the highest-profile celebrity guests to the hundreds of behind-the-scenes staff members, Everyone has been required to complete a digital validation process before receiving critical information regarding the precise scheduling and structural mechanics of the weekend's events. This rigorous focus on privacy has transformed the entire preparation process into a fascinating game of international mystery, where minor adjustments, such as the sudden deployment and subsequent removal of a massive red carpet on the main entrance steps, instantly spark a wave of global media analysis. Yet, beneath the necessary layers of heavy security and administrative precision, the true heart of this event remains entirely focused on the profound personal connections and lifelong journeys of the central heroes and the incredible community of friends who have supported them through every stage of their historic careers. As the final preparations reach their absolute peak and the legendary arena stands completely transformed, the world can only watch in absolute wonder at the magnificent tapestry of talent, love, and cultural influence that has converged in the heart of New York City. This extraordinary gathering serves as a powerful reminder of the unique ability of human connection to transcend the boundaries of industry, geography, and public expectation, creating a singular, unforgettable moment in modern history that will be discussed and celebrated for generations to come. The stars have officially aligned over Manhattan. The grand fairy tale castle has been brought to life amidst the bustling urban landscape, and the stage is perfectly set for the final, historic chapter of a beautiful journey that began with a simple,